Hello, my name is Emma, and I am here to tell you the story of To Kill a Mockingbird. I first read this novel when I was a teenager, and it had a profound impact on me. As someone who grew up in a small town in the American South, I could relate to many of the experiences and themes that the novel explores. Like the main character, Scout, I learned that the world is not always a fair place, and that justice and equality are not always upheld. But I also learned that there are people like Scout's father, Atticus, who are willing to stand up for what is right, no matter the cost. To Kill a Mockingbird is a timeless classic that speaks to the human condition and reminds us of the importance of empathy, understanding, and justice. It was a hot summer day in the small town of Macomb, Alabama, in the 1930s. Scout Finch, a young girl of about 6 years old, was playing with her older brother, Jem, and their friend Dill. They were playing a game about their mysterious and reclusive neighbor, Arthur Boo Radley, who had not been seen outside his house in years. The children's imaginations were running wild with stories of Boo's supposed evil deeds, and they longed to see him. But their father, Atticus Finch, told them to stop bothering Boo and to leave him alone. Atticus was a lawyer and a respected member of the community, known for his integrity and his willingness to defend even the most unpopular clients. When Atticus was appointed to defend Tom Robinson, a black man accused of raping a white woman, the town becomes deeply divided. Many of the white residents of Macomb are outraged by the idea of a black man receiving a fair trial, and they view Atticus's defense of Tom as a betrayal. Scout, Jem, and Dill do not understand the complexities of the trial and the racial tensions in their town, but they do know that their father is doing something important and that it has something to do with right and wrong. The trial begins, and Scout and Jem watch from the colored balcony of the courthouse, as black people were not allowed to sit with whites. The prosecutor, Mr. Gilmer, questions the witnesses and accuses Tom Robinson of the rape. Atticus cross-examines the witnesses and exposes their lies, showing that Tom could not have committed the crime. Despite this, the jury finds Tom guilty, and he is sentenced to death. Atticus is devastated by the outcome of the trial, but he remains committed to justice. He believes that everyone, regardless of their race or social status, deserves a fair trial and a chance to be heard. Through Atticus's defense of Tom, the novel explores the themes of prejudice, racism, and the struggle for equality in a deeply divided society. As the summer comes to an end, Scout and Jem begin a new school year. They are bullied by their classmates for their father's defense of Tom, and they must come to terms with the harsh realities of racism in their town. The children befriend a new student, Charles Baker Dill Harris, who becomes fascinated by the legend of Boo Radley. They create elaborate fantasies about him, but Atticus warns them to leave Boo alone and to stop making up stories. Despite Atticus's warning, Jem becomes increasingly obsessed with Boo Radley. One night, he sneaks over to Boo's house and peeks in the window, only to be frightened away by Boo's father with a shotgun. Jem loses his pants in the process and is too afraid to go back for them, leaving him feeling ashamed and embarrassed. As Halloween approaches, Scout and Jem attend a school pageant where Scout is dressed as a ham. On the way home, they are attacked by an unknown assailant. Jem's arm is badly broken, and Scout is saved by a mysterious figure who carries Jem home. It is later revealed that Bob Ewell, the father of the woman Tom Robinson has been accused of raping, sought revenge against Atticus and his family. Atticus decides to defend himself in court against Bob Yule's false accusations, and he exposes Bob's lies on the stand. The events of that fateful night bring the community together in a new way, and Scout and Jem are forced to confront the harsh realities of the world around them. They realize that even their small town is not immune to the injustices and prejudices of the world. As Scout reflects on the events of the past year, she realizes that her father was right when he told her not to judge people until she had walked in their shoes. She sees the world with new eyes and understands that empathy and understanding are essential in a society where people are quick to judge and discriminate against others. The novel ends with Scout standing on the Radley porch, looking out at the world with a new sense of understanding and compassion. She has come to see the world through the eyes of Boo Radley, who she realizes is not the monster that she and her friends had imagined him to be, but a lonely and misunderstood man who has been the victim of prejudice and discrimination. She realizes that the world is not always a fair place, but that there are people like Atticus who will stand up for what is right, no matter the cost. To Kill a Mockingbird is a powerful novel that explores the themes of justice, equality, and the human condition. Through the eyes of a young girl, we see the deep-seated prejudices and injustices that exist in society, and we are reminded that it is only through empathy and understanding that we can hope to create a more just and equal world. The novel's themes are as relevant today as they were when it was first published, and it remains a classic of American literature that has touched the hearts of millions of readers.